Okay, so in this video we are going to discuss digital measurement of time and function generator from module 4. The first topic in this is time based selector. Okay, so in previous video we have seen how you measure frequency, right? How you measure frequency using pulses from time based selector. Okay, so here in this video we are going to first discuss how this produces different waves. Okay, or how it produces square waves of different duration, right? So you will have a 1 megahertz crystal, okay, that is producing a 1 megahertz signal like this. And this 1 megahertz signal which is there, okay, that is given to a Smith trigger. This Smith trigger is going to convert that into a square waveform like this. So the input to the Smith trigger is a sine wave, you can say. The output of the Smith trigger will be square waves. Okay, now at this point, okay, the frequency of that square will be 1 megahertz. So if you tap a signal from this, then the duration, that means if your frequency is 1 megahertz, then if you apply the formula, like t is equal to 1 by f, right? Time is inversely proportional to frequency, right? So what time you'll get is 1 upon 1 megahertz, right? Or you can say it is 1 microsecond. Okay, so that is this. Now afterwards there is a divide by 10 circuit, or you can say it is frequency divider. So the frequency at this is 1 megahertz divided by 10, or you will get around 100 kilohertz. You can see you will get around 100 kilohertz at this point. Now time base with respect to that is 10 microsecond. Okay, if you take reciprocal of 100 kilohertz, then you will get 10 microsecond. Same way at this point, it will again become 100 kilohertz divided by 10. That means here it will be 10 kilohertz. Okay, and that is with respect to 100 microsecond of time. Okay, you can find time just by taking a reciprocal of frequency. So if you take 1 by 10 kilohertz, you will get 100 microseconds. Okay, same way if you want to again divide by 10, then it will become 1 kilohertz here. Okay, at this point it is 1 kilohertz, and the time with respect to that is 1 millisecond. Okay, and so on. So the last one which you see is here you will get 1 second or 1 hertz. Okay, and the time with respect to that is 1 second. Now again we have already discussed why we want different signals is because let us say if you want to calculate some 2 kilohertz signal, let us say example 2 kilohertz signal. How do you represent 2 kilohertz signal? First representation, okay, if your time based selector is 1 second, then what it indicates that it will have 2 into 10 raised to 3 pulses in 1 second. Second representation is you can have 2 pulses, okay, you can have 2 pulses in 1 millisecond range. Okay, both of these cases represents 2 kilohertz signal, okay, but the time based selector is different. In the first, the time based selector is 1 second. In the second, the time based selector is 1 millisecond. Okay, but both of them will give you the same thing. Okay, so you have to understand. Okay, next, how do you use or how do you measure frequency? Say, how do you measure time, right? How do you measure time? So what they will do is that if you see this one, gate control flip-flop, uh, when we were doing measurement of frequency, the gate control flip-flop was here. Okay, like you have crystal oscillator, then you have Smith trigger, then you have dividers, and then it will be given to gate control flip-flop. Okay, pulses from this will be given to gate control flip-flop. But in measurement of time, what happens is that this gate control flip-flop will be available to the input or the signal that you want to measure. Okay, now how it works is that if this is input 1, the input 1 will be responsible for starting, okay, your gate flip-flop. That means your start gate will active. Start gate on. Okay, if you remember last video, once your start gate becomes on, okay, you can count the pulses, okay, and it will go for some duration. At next time, what happens, your stop gate becomes on. Okay, stop gate becomes on, and here you cannot count pulses. So the duration between the start gate on and stop gate on is available, okay, where you can count the pulses. Now which pulses you will count is the pulses which are coming from this Smith trigger, like this. Okay, these will be counted. Now depending on how many pulses you count, okay, that is proportional to the frequency of the input. Okay, the frequency of input. And if you want to measure time, okay, if you want to measure time, what you have to do, you have to do t is equal to 1 by f. Okay, so what it will do, this circuit will do, this gate control flip-flop which is there, that is activated by this start and stop. Okay, and you can count the number of pulses between this start and stop signal. How many pulses you are counting depends on this unit. Okay, how many pulses you are counting depends on this Smith trigger. Okay, depends on this Smith trigger and this divide by circuit. Okay, and that is given here. Okay, and how many pulses you count, okay, that gives you frequency here. Okay, that gives you frequency here. You can calculate time. Okay, you can calculate time by taking a reciprocal. Okay, now one disadvantage of this circuit is that it is not that accurate. Okay, the number of pulses which you count, right, it may be like you may get some small error, like if you get 60 pulses, okay, let us say, okay, if you get 60 pulses, that means let us say it is 60 hertz frequency. Okay, and if you convert that back, t is equal to 1 by 60. Okay, so what you'll get 1. Okay, then you'll get 6. Okay, let's some 16 something milliseconds. Okay, 16.67 milliseconds you'll get. If you again take a reciprocal of this, okay, f you will take, then you will get around 59.99 something, okay, hertz of frequency. So when you do that calculation, when you take 1 upon f, there is always a chance of getting a, you can say, error. Okay, getting a error. So in order to minimize that error, okay, what they have is the next circuit. Okay, so this circuit which is there, it is similar to that. Okay, you have an input signal and that is given to a trigger. Okay, and again you can see here there is a dotted line and that is given to this one. Okay, divider, and then it is again given here to again a trigger circuit, and then it is given to gate control. So what is the use of this loop? Okay, what is the use of this loop is, let us say if normally you are counting your pulses, let us say this is start and this is stop, and between this duration I am counting my pulses. Okay, and let us say this duration is x. During x duration I have counted some y pulses, right? And what will happen, your frequency will be given by y by x. Okay, now instead of doing this, what they will do is, because of this loop, what happens, your start will start here, okay, and you will have stop. Okay, now this x will be multiplied 1,000 times or 10,000 times, like this will be like 10,000 times into x. Okay, and same way the number of pulses which you count will also be more. Okay, so the frequency which you will get here, Okay, you will have like 1,000 times counted, and since the pulses will be counted by this digital counter, okay, will be counted by this digital counter, it is you can say it is that you will get a more accurate reading. Okay, you will get a more accurate reading. Okay, why it happens like this is because you are counting more number of pulses. Okay, more number of pulses. Okay, try to understand. Okay. Okay, last part is this function generator. So in function generator, what happens if you okay, see your lab, there will be 3 or 4 outlets. So you can produce a sine signal, you can produce a triangular wave, or you can produce a square wave, right? Different things are there. So how you produce these signals is that you will have a integrator. Okay, you will have an integrator. Integrator means it's a op-amp circuit where the charging and discharging happens through this capacitor. Okay, now one thing, first point which you see here, this is a frequency control. Okay, this frequency control helps you to understand, okay, what will be the frequency of your signal. Like if this is this, okay, t, then f you can give by 1 by t. So this frequency which is there, that you can adjust, okay, frequency which is there, that you can adjust by changing this control. Now how it changes the frequency is that it will change how much current is passing through this integrator. Okay, how much current is passing through this integrator. Okay, now depending on what is the magnitude of this current source and the lower current source, okay, you will have a charging path and a discharging path. So let us say you fix some upper value to this current source. Okay, your capacitor start charging. Okay, capacitor start charging, and that voltage which is charging, okay, that is given to this voltage comparator. Okay, let us say here it is starts, and let us say this is my upper limit, this is my limit. Okay, once your voltage comparator, okay, once your voltage comparator understands that I have reached this upper limit, what it will do, it will send a feedback, it will send a feedback, and it will tell the upper current source to stop providing current. Okay, it will tell the upper current source to stop providing current. So what happens, your capacitor will not charge, then it will start discharging. Okay, it will start discharging. Again, when it reaches a lower value, okay, again it reaches lower value, again your comparator, this voltage comparator will again give a signal, and again it will start charging. Okay, so whether this upper current source is on or off is directly given by this voltage comparator. Okay, that is directly given by this voltage comparator. Now the output here, okay, the output here will be a triangular wave. Okay, the output here will be a triangular wave like this. Now depending on what is the voltage here, okay, you have to give out a signal like this. Okay, you have to give out a signal like this using the amplifier. Now here you are getting a square wave. Okay, here you are getting a square wave. That square wave you can achieve using a multi vibrator. Okay, multi vibrator, that means if your signal is like this, then this signal can be converted into a square wave using a multi vibrator. Okay, which is there here only. Okay, there is a voltage comparison and a multi vibrator. Okay, so the way it sends this signal, okay, is through a comparator, and the signal will be converted into a square wave using a multi vibrator. So try to understand. The second one which you see here is a triangular wave. Okay, triangular wave. This triangular wave is directly taken. Whatever is the output of this integrator is a triangular wave. Same thing is taken here. Now triangular wave is produced, square wave is produced using multi-vibrator. Okay, if you want to have a sine wave, then you require circuit like a diode and a resistance. Okay, you can say wave shaping circuit that you require here, and that will convert that into a sine wave. Okay, so a triangular wave will be converted into a sine wave. These output amplifiers are used to adjust the voltage levels. Okay, to adjust the voltage levels.